Tanaka and Ilya Gruev, with Noah Okafor just in front. Up front, Lucas Namuka and Joel Pirro. Your referee is Anthony Taylor, who the last time Derby beat a team in this round of the competition from the Premier League was in charge of that match when Derby beat Southampton 5-3 on penalties at St Mary's back in 2019. He also refereed the game between Leeds United and Derby County in the Championship playoff semi-final when the Rams won 4-2, also back in 2019. I've had a little word with him and a bit of a selfie earlier. His fourth official is Stuart Atwell, and as I asked Anthony Taylor, can I have a selfie? I said, I'm not having one with you, Stuart. I haven't forgotten. And he went, well, it's been 17 years, so it's about time you got over it. Here we go then. Leeds all in blue with yellow trim. The Rams in black and white. Leeds will kick off and attack the south stand. Decent crowds. And we just wait for permission from the broadcasters to get this FA Cup third round tie underway. And there's the whistle from Anthony Taylor. And we have a false start, as it was Tanaka who decided not to kick the ball. He's gone all the way back to the former Forest goalkeeper Carl Darlow, who has the ball all in purple, and he pings it out to the right hand side, where the ball will be wrestled for by Namuka, won by Travis, given to Beale on the halfway line, and Leeds United drop into shape. Malcolm Christie alongside us. Tough game, but you know, it is the Cup and anything can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just really interesting to see, Ed. We've talked about it potentially being a 3 or 5 at the back for Derby County. It looks like they've initially set up as a back 4. Craig Forsyth, left back, Joe Ward as right back, and the 2 centre halves of Danny Bart and Sondre Langas. So a bit interesting to see how that might develop through the game.
Ball is pinged forward down the left hand side by Leeds. A foul on Danny Bart and out of play. A free kick to Derby just inside the Rams half. It was a fall by Bart as the forward player for Leeds made a bit of an arc for him. Lots of banter between the two sets of fans. South stand full, as is the Leeds end, who've sold 5,500 tickets. Ball is played forward. Can Salverson get round the back? It's a header. Can he get through in front of the keeper? No. It was risky there.
I just looked for 1 second that it was just going to drop over Beale's head at the back there. Salverson made that forward run. Fortunately, just got a little bit of a header on it. Back to his goalkeeper there, Darlow.
Good strong header from Bart at the back. Picked up in midfield. Ball out to this near side right, Nonto. Nonto goes into space in midfield, goes out to the left-hand side to find Jack Harrison. He'll bend it into the penalty area. No, he doesn't. He goes short as across comes Salverson, stepping in front of the Leeds United man and winning the ball. And Derby clear it away downfield. It was Okafor who tried to get his way down that far side. The ball is once more with Leeds United on this near side. On halfway with Beale and Ampadu and Bornau, who's on this right hand side. Ball is out on the left. Leeds have it. Okafor. Shape out of possession is very important here, Malcolm, isn't it, for Derby?
Yeah, it's looking like at times a 4-4-2 out of possession shape and a 4-3-3.
Ball comes forward down the left for Leeds. Ball into Derby's boxes, blocked by Joe Ward, who turns and throws his arms up in the air and says, out for a corner first for Leeds United.
Yeah, it's again interesting. Just that out of possession shape, something that we haven't really seen, is it? Too much this season is that back 4. Saw it away at Leicester City not so long ago. It's interesting to see John Eustace has reverted back.
Ball is out on the left, right-footed corner, going to be swung in. Here it comes into that near post. Good header by Ward away. And out of play on the far side for a throw-in to Leeds United. Thrown in quickly, and the ball is at the back with Leeds, who knock it along this halfway line. Out on the left it is again. Derby fans in good voice. Push forward to Nonto, holds it up on halfway. Derby might snap in there, but they don't. Leeds very quick and efficient with their 1- and 2-touch passing at the moment.
Yeah, you'd expect that from the Premier League side.
Ball is played forward, Leeds coming forward. Sondre Langas is there, but the linesman's given offside and a free kick to Derby.
It's been a decent start this from the Rams. The pace and the tempo of the game is really quick. Expect that, as we said there, Ed, moving the ball quickly. Leeds United from back to front there as well. It's important to just stay in this game again, try not to get too carried away at times. We'll need to settle the game down, we'll need to dictate the tempo, something that the Rams haven't been that good at, but again with Lewis Travis in there dictating play, hopefully we can see both him and Fraulo get on the ball.
Zetterstrom, long ball, Gnonto jumps into Craig Forsyth and fouls him. Free kick to Derby, left hand side. Just trying to think.
Sort of an aerial mismatch that,
yeah,
in some respects, isn't it?
Craig Forsyth is, I think, the only surviving member, isn't he, of the 2014 playoff semi-final squad that beat Leeds at Ellen Road. Following season, of course, Leeds winning the championship and having a guard of honour here, which was odd. Here's Blackett-Taylor up the left, up against Gnonto, goes inside him, up against the edge of the penalty area now, stops, nearly loses possession, goes back to Forsyth, left-hand side. Forsyth runs it, hits it against Gnonto, lifts it over the top. Round the left-hand side is Travis, gets shoved over by Okafor, who clears it across his own penalty area, gives it to Blackett-Taylor, to the near post, pulls it across, and it's blocked behind for a corner.
Yeah, it was excellent from Blackett-Taylor. Really on the front foot there, the ball just broke loose. Blackett-Taylor who reacted first, took a touch into the box. Good defending from Leeds across. An opportunity for Joe Ward now wandering over onto that left-hand side in-swinger.
Anthony Taylor just passing information to those players who are pushing and shoving. Here it comes from Ward into that near post area, headed away from a Leeds player and helped on downfield, and it'll go into no man's land where Bobby Clark will come, but he's going to be chased out of it by Pirro. Heavy ball back to Zetterstrom and a man left in Craig Forsyth for Derby.
Everyone back from the Leeds point of view from that set piece.
Long ball forward over the top, looking for Salverson. Needs to put pressure on the defender. Gets in front of him, does Beale. Salverson will win the ball, and then he'll kick it out of play. Throw into Leeds. Level with the box on the right-hand side. 0-0. We played 6.5 minutes. The FA Cup third round. Second game on BBC Radio Derby this weekend, after Burton winning, surprisingly, so comfortably at Boreham Wood yesterday by 5-0. And the draw is tomorrow evening during Sports Scene Talking from 6 o'clock, which we will bring you. Ball in midfield, Pirro can't control it for Leeds United, won by Fraulo. Forsyth and Brereton Diaz, who's fouled by Tanaka, and a free kick to Derby, and Brereton Diaz rolls around a bit. Anthony Taylor just stands and looks over it, shaking his head. Do referees referee games and cup games differently to Premier League, do you think?
I don't think so. I think that ordinarily, if that's probably in the 50th minute of the game or something, that's a yellow card. I think that again, sometimes they can let the odd tackle go, but sometimes that sets the scene, doesn't it? Like the next one, if Derby make a tackle like that, does he then feel like he needs to produce a yellow card or not for that next one?
Forsyth with the free kick. Leeds defending the D of the penalty area. Brereton Diaz makes a run, ball to the back stick, headed away by a Leeds player. One back by Derby on the right with a ball down the right from Fraulo. Finds Bobby Clark in that corner, trying to find Fraulo again. Fraulo gets the challenge and it goes out for a goal kick. It's gone out for a throw-in, in fact. It's just the right-hand side of the flag in the corner. It's a naughty tackle from Tanaka on Brereton Diaz. He just caught him with his knee. So, intriguing. 0-0, and we've played 7 minutes and 52 seconds. Thrown up the left wing by Leeds. Challenge goes in by Langas, headed forward by Fraulo. Into midfield it goes, helped on quickly. Craig Forsyth with Gnonto running. Forsyth might get there first, no he won't. Gnonto does. Two men arriving in the box. Gnonto running, that's a great ball into the penalty area. Ward is there, comes back out and a shot over the bar. And it was wayward from the Leeds number 19, Okafor. First attempt on goal on 9 minutes.
Yeah, we talked about the aerial mismatch, Forsyth against Gnonto. Saw the pace of Gnonto against Forsyth, which may cause Craig some issues down on this Leeds United right-hand side. Derby left. Gnonto deciding not to go at Craig Forsyth but play the ball inside. Unfortunately, Okafor there with a poor finish, really. He had a bit more time on it.
Down the left is A ball looking for Salverson, too heavy, all the way through for a goal kick. Derby, the last time they beat Leeds United in the FA Cup was 1962. After a 2-2 draw in the third round, they beat them 3-1 at the baseball ground. Leeds have had a decent run against the Rams over the years. As Derby try and win back possession in midfield, ball runs loose, and Namuka is fouled in the centre circle. And a free kick to Leeds United just inside their own half.
Yeah, well, that might be the leveller one I was talking about, but not a pretty challenge there on Nemecha, just near the centre of the pitch. And you just wonder, Anthony Taylor, next poor challenge, whether he'll be thinking about that yellow card.
Or now at the right, Monto inside if he wants him. Cross comes in, is deflected into the arms of the all-green wearing Jakob Vidal Zetterstrom. See, I went for an official pronunciation for Nemecha, and I thought it was Nemecha, but I was given Namuka. It's Nemecha, isn't it? Now you say it. Yeah, I don't know why I was given that. It's Nemecha from now on. Long ball by Zetterstrom, but now gets the header on it. Forsyth lifts it down the left wing, headed away by Bonau again, comes into midfield, helped forward by Pirro, drops down by Forsyth's chest. He gives the ball straight to the opposition. Forsyth didn't look. Nemecha's away, pushes it down the right-hand side of the penalty area. Gets the cross in off Bart. That was poor from Craig Forsyth. He didn't look.
Yeah, hand straight up from Craig Forsyth there. Poor play, just giving the ball away, allowing Leeds. Don't need to give them any invitation there to get at the back. Danny Bart did well, 1v1. Stop the cross. Jack Harrison now wandering across here in front of us, that left foot of his.
Corner from the right, left-footed in-swinger. Two arms in the air from Harrison. Here it comes, right into the mixer, headed away well by Langas. Comes out to midway point. Gruev has it and finds Nonto. Gruev again out to the right. Harrison up against Blackett-Taylor on his left foot. Takes an extra touch, bends one in. And out comes Zetterstrom to collect it, to look to get Derby going. And he hits a high ball, but it's a poor ball. And it goes straight into Harrison's possession. One by Salverson. Salverson coming forward, man on his left. Finds the pass, now Blackett-Taylor has it. Up against Nonto, Derby have players forward. Blackett-Taylor past Nonto to the byline. Gets the ball across, here it comes, and it's cleared away well by Gruev to this near side. And now Leeds can bring the ball away on this right-hand side for an attack, but they hold it up and just keep possession midway through their own half. 0-0, we've played nearly 12 minutes.
Yeah, it was good play. Again, just trying to utilise the pace and skill of Corey Blackett-Taylor down this left-hand side, 1v1 with Nonto.
Harrison down the left for Leeds United, running it. Joe Ward gets the ball in, it's high, and it's going to bend, and it's going to stay in play. And Forsyth will play it down the line for Blackett-Taylor, who can run at Bornau. He pushes it past him, and he's got the pace to go, has he? Bornau steps in front and runs it back to the goalkeeper, Darlow, who's out of his box. And he finds Ampadu, the Leeds United captain, who comes away with it on that far side to feed it towards Jack Harrison again. Derby drop back into their shape. Key minutes for the likes of Lewis Travis, especially this afternoon, and Oscar Fraulo, who's making his Rams debut. Ball on the right for Bornau for Leeds United. Nonto makes a run inside down the line, puts his foot on it, and he goes all the way back to the halfway line and keeps possession, does the Belgian. Gruev's ball forward again. Travis hurrying up Pirro. Derby just stepping forward, forcing Leeds back. Gruev has it, goes into midfield, uses Tanaka, and they fashion it out on that left-hand side, and now Jack Harrison has it 10 yards inside his own half. White shirts everywhere, trying to limit Leeds' forward play. Derby win it back, but Anthony Taylor says that was a foul on Pirro, and a free kick to Leeds United on the halfway line. 0-0.
I think John Eustace will be fairly content with his team's start there. Fairly even, not a lot in it. I think both teams guilty of in that final third just not taking care with that final cross or that final pass.
Here they come again, Leeds into Derby's box. Hits Langas in the midriff. Derby play it out. Ward down the right. Finds Brereton Diaz back to Ward, but Ward wasn't there, but Fraulo was, and he's found Bobby Clark. Derby can stretch the play again. Here's Blackett-Taylor up the left. Listen to the roar. Blackett-Taylor running at the Leeds defence. Tanaka's coming back. Blackett-Taylor still going, shoots, deflected wide. Corner.
Yeah, I mean, message from me will be get the ball to Blackett-Taylor as much as you can. Seems a little bit of expectancy from the crowd when he gets the ball. Backed himself on the left-hand side this time. The good thing about Blackett-Taylor, he can go both ways as well. He's adept at when he goes down to that left-hand side that he can get the ball across with his left foot. Get some really good positive signs, especially what we've needed. Question marks around Corey Blackett-Taylor and his future at this football club. A real opportunity today to put himself not in the necessarily in the plans of John Eustace, but also in the shop window for other potential supers as well.
Derby's second corner from the left. Joe Ward will take it right-footed. 2 blue shirts at the near post. Derby have a player on the goalkeeper in Fraulo, and then there's a gathering at the back stick as well. Here it comes from Ward, deep to the back stick, no one there. Goal kick. Poor. Disappointing.
Yeah, exactly what we've kind of just been alluding to. Both teams can't quite find that final cross, that final pass. It's not what you expect at all really from Joe Ward, is it? There's been a lot of reliance on Ward from actually corners in from that left hand side. Horribly overhit there.
Leeds have possession with Harrison on the far side. No doubt about this game being played today, by the way. It was there's not a lot of snow in Derby considering the surrounding areas. We've got quite a bit up Swanwick and Alfreton Way still. I had to be pushed off the drive and up the road again today as Blackett-Taylor's battling and winning a throw into the Rams on halfway. I think this could be the first midday kickoff. I can't think of many other midday kickoffs at Pride Park. We've had plenty of 12:15s, 12:30s. It's very rare to have a midday showdown. I remember Derby kicking off against QPR at like 11:30 or 11 o'clock once, which was a bit random. Ball played forward by Zetterstrom, out of play, and a throw into Leeds in the right back position. Derby played at Wimbledon once and kicked off at 11:30. Imagine going there as an away fan. Back Plough Lane back in the day. Then they played QPR at the baseball ground and kicked off, I think it was 11:30 or 11 o'clock for no apparent reason. Very rare. Travis goes down too easily. Up goes the heading of Danny Bart. Salverson battling, comes to Brereton Diaz, man to his right, goes through one, little ball to Fraulo, clipped over the top, Brereton Diaz lifts it high and the goalkeeper will collect it, didn't connect properly. Great ball from Fraulo.
Yeah, it was an intelligent ball. Again, you just wonder whether he could have just took ownership of it and had a shot, but again he's trying to find that little inside reverse ball over the top to Brereton Diaz. He didn't really get his finish right. I don't know whether he was trying to just get it up and over. He's hit it too high, of course. Again, some really good positive signs there from an attacking sense from the Rams.
0-0 here, 17 minutes gone. Derby County against Leeds United, FA Cup third round, as it was 30 years ago at the baseball ground, as Travis comes across and wins the ball, and it goes out of play for a Derby throw-in in the left back position. And Malcolm Christie looks shocked.
Yeah, I just don't know whether it looked a little bit like I was at heart in the mouth that it was going to give away a penalty, to be fair. The fact that it's ended up being a Derby throw there, whether Travis has just kicked it off him, but
they go down. Remember, they go down too easily.
Did look a little bit clumsy from Travis. It was his reaction afterwards, immediately afterwards, that had me more worried than I should have been.
Well, we have the Premier League's best official, don't we? Anthony Taylor in charge. So he's seen it all, hasn't he? Danny Bart wins possession, skews it up in the air. Nonto flicks inside to Naka. Bonau challenged there by Fraulo, who's complaining that he won the ball and he's fouled 2 Leeds players, and it's a free kick to the opposition, and he's going to get booked for that. You can't do that, Oscar. Silly. So he gets a yellow card on debut. Welcome to English football.
I was saying that maybe, or potentially, the next little incident, Anthony Taylor might just be again setting the scene for how the rest of the game might go, and it's bang on cue.
Fraulo has played a handful of games this season for Borussia Mönchengladbach. He scored against St. Pauli, but not enough. Here's a free kick to defend for Derby, headed away well by Brereton Diaz. Out to Harrison on the left. Derby regain their stature. Long ball into the penalty area is going to drop out of play for a goal kick. Craig Forsyth marshalling Lucas Nemecha, and a goal kick it is. 19 gone, 0-0.
It's again quite interesting to see that we're talking a lot of time, maybe out of possession as a 4, but in possession, sometimes looking like a 5 as well. Joe Ward's trying to get as high as he can up on that right hand side, sort of offsetting it as well. Centre back splitting quite a lot.
Desicham's ball downfield's out of play. I think he was put off there by the fact that Nemecha was right in front of him. Thrown to Leeds on this near side right, just shy of the technical area. The Belgian Bornau will take it. The central defender who's had only 3 appearances this season, very limited. In midfield, Derby battling. In goes Bart. That was a nasty challenge, but he was lucky not to connect with the player. Bit of stud showing. Derby throw. As Travis will want to take it quickly and does, finds Salverson into Bobby Clark. Clark goes through his man, runs away from him, and then gets bundled over. And the referee's going to give Derby a free kick there. A bundling rather than a shoulder charge, Malcolm. Left side of midfield. An opportunity to put a ball in.
It was really good play from Clark there initially. Squared up, Tanaka went past him. Just as he was trying to drive, Tanaka just leaned on him a little bit, giving away a free kick. And the distribution into, from set pieces at the moment. Open play crosses, nothing's really been able to be won by the attacking team. Everything's been defended and marshalled pretty well from either back line at the moment.
28 completed passes from Derby to Leeds' 88. Free kick, left side of midfield. Ward, right-footed. Forsyth drifts it in left-footed. Great delivery, headed by Bart, wide of goal. Should have done better there. Yeah,
that was the first real opportunity. This time we did make first contact with the ball. Bart nice and aggressive. So again, just slightly wide of that Carl Darlow's left-hand post.
Ball is played down the middle. Ball's bouncing. Pirot will try and get in front of Langas, but Langas got there, and then Zetterstrom smashes it downfield. Blackett-Taylor will chase it. Ball is dropping, and Darlow comes to collect on the edge of his penalty area. Nice alert play from the Derby left winger, Blackett-Taylor.
Well, they do keep quite a high line at times, Leeds United, so it will probably give them the opportunity of getting the ball over the top.
Langas is very forward there, and the ball's out of play for a Derby throw-in. A challenge went in on Okafor. Leeds making 8 changes today. Pirot's had 3 starts in 11 this season. Jack Harrison is playing on the left. Last game was the 14th of December, and Bornau has only had 3 apps. And Carl Darlow, the goalkeeper, the former Forest and Newcastle man, has only played in cups. Ward on the right, controls it, up against Harrison. Man inside in Brereton Diaz, gives it to him. Brereton Diaz goes and finds Langas, more central in the field, but the challenge comes in on Ward and goes out for a ram's throw. Brereton Diaz thinks about taking it quickly, but the referee wants it taken back. And here is Sondre Langas for Derby. 22 gone, 0-0.
I think the good thing at the minute is the fact that we're in the game and stuff, you know what I mean? It's not like, yes, Leeds are having more of the ball, of course, more passes as we've said there, Ed, but I look at this is the way that this first 20, coming up 25 minutes, this is a winnable game, this. I hope they can sense and smell that. You've got Blackett-Taylor, who's effective down on this left-hand side. Had balls into the box, had that half opportunity from Danny Bart there as well.
Ball down the right-hand side. Salverson in the corner flag, being marshalled. Turns his man, but then loses the ball, and then he's fouling the man in the corner, the Leeds defender, Biol. And it's a free kick to the opposition, who are 16th in the Premier League table after 21 games, having won 5 of them. Only 1 away win, though, and that was against Wolves 3-1 back in September. So Ellen Road being a bit of an important place to go and play their football this season, having won 4 of their home games, but nothing to shout about on the road too much. They might get some luck here. Nemecha up against Langas, falls over, slips over. Derby clear it. Brereton Diaz comes away on this near side left, plays a ball forward to Bobby Clark. Clark up the left side channel. Biol in front of him. Overlap from Blackett-Taylor. There's the ball to the byline. Can he get the ball across? Comes back on his right foot, shoots near post into the keeper's hands. He didn't have many options at the back post, to be fair.
Yeah, well, he's had a couple of opportunities where he's gone down to the left-hand side and tried to get the ball in. This time, as you say, Ed, he's cut back onto his right foot. It did open up for him a little bit. Decent defending there from Leeds. They got the block on it, and it just popped up into a fortunate Carl Darlow's hands there. End-to-end stuff in this game.
Nemecha up the left. Bart follows him out of the penalty area. On the left-hand side, 3 Leeds players in the penalty area. Gets the byline, clips one in. Langas heads away. Ward is there, waves a leg. Gruev is trying to win it back. Jack Harrison plays it back to the halfway line, and Leeds have possession and Derby step out. The drizzle starts to fall here at Pride Park. We're expecting it to warm up quite magnificently, shall we say, by the evening, and hopefully all that horrible ice will have gone by then for those across Derbyshire and East Staffordshire who are suffering from sticky roads, shall we say, and pavements. Leeds have it on the halfway line, 25 gone, 0-0, even game between Premier League and Championship, and Leeds bring it out with Tanaka, who's just slotted into the middle of the 2 central defenders who've split wide, and Tanaka goes to his left and uses Ethan Ampadu, and out to the left hand side it goes to Jack Harrison, man to his left, 2 and the inside if he wants him, forces it out to that left side, square pass to Nemecha, bit of space in front of the penalty area, goes past Travis, then flicks a shot over the bar, never looked convincing, goal kick.
Yeah, almost got it stuck under his feet. And a really wonderful bit of skill from Nemecha to start with. Little foot roll, took him past Travis. Just fancied his chances there from sort of 20 yards. The fact that it was in his feet, he ended up just lifting the ball over the bar there. What's good at the moment for the Rams is see Bobby Clark in those more advanced areas. So often we've seen him this season by design playing in that sort of deeper role. Now he's had that free release. We see him played through there before, and it's good to see him running onto balls in them attacking areas, what we've wanted to see for a long time.
Long ball downfield, Darlow will come and collect it. John Eustace shouts at his goalkeeper and says, what are you doing? Go left, go right. Leeds have it. Ampadu, who played in that EFL Cup tie at Stamford Bridge against Frank Lampard's Rams, and Derby lost 3-2, I think it was. Scored a couple of own goals back in 2018-19 as he was emerging through the ranks at Stamford Bridge. The ball is played straight out of play for a Derby throw. Craig Forsyth will take it. Taken to Lewis Travis, who runs it across the back line, and Danny Barr to the right, and Sondre Langas. Ward clips it over the top. Salverson will chase. Goalkeeper's well out of his goal. Oh, I thought he put his hands up to catch it then, and he headed it. That would have been entertaining. Leeds have it, halfway line, being held up. Challenge comes in from Fraulo on that far side, out of play for a throw into Leeds.
Yeah, he had us all worried there, Darlow, didn't he? He was like, why was his hand so high up? It's like, thought he was going to catch it, like you say, Eddie, headed it. We had John Eustace going mad at Zetterstrom before there. We've had a few kicks where he's just, I think John's wanting him to isolate this left-hand channel. Derby. To get with Nonto, utilise the height that we've got here with Blackett-Taylor and Forsyth down in this left-hand side.
Would you have expected to see more from Salverson in these opening 26 minutes?
Yeah, well,
a bit more physicality.
Well, there's
perhaps?
nothing really that's been played up to him. Everything's been played over him, with the fact that Leeds are playing that higher line. That's not necessarily Salverson's game at all.
Lewis Travis hurries up Nonto and brings him down. Didn't play the ball. Free kick. Travis is giving him a load of abuse. That is what I want to see from Derby's midfielder. Isn't that right? Somebody's going to chase you out, foul you, win the game, and stick one in your ear.
And then throw you the ball back while you're still abusing you.
Yeah. Aggression, that's what I want to see. Free kick to the Rams, to Leeds on the right-hand side. The Rams defending on the edge of the penalty area. 28 gone, 0-0. Jack Harrison left-footed. He's got a little bit of white tape on his right arm, which he holds aloft. Ball to the back stick. Beals there, heads it back into Derby's penalty area. Craig Forsyth heads clear. Tanaka's there, leaves the ball, headed forward again. Salverson wins the header. Battle from Okafor and Joe Ward. Brereton Diaz goes in. It's kicked against his hand. It was handball. And the referee said that his hand was in a natural position. It was handball, but it was kicked against him close range from the Leeds player. It would have been a harsh decision, but
yeah, there's not a lot he could have done to get out of the way of that one, that's for sure. Referee signalling, going to calm everybody down.
Leeds have possession. Ryan Brewster just finishes his warm-up and goes to sit down. Here's Beale for Leeds United. Goes to his right. Tanaka. And Beale again. And then Salverson hurries up Tanaka, who goes down. And Anthony Taylor ticks off the big Norwegian. And now Gnonto's had a word with the referee, and he's going to be told off by the referee. Bit of dissent here, and he's putting his fingers over his lips as Anthony Taylor and says, I'll referee the game, not you. You sort yourself out. My stepsons absolutely hate Anthony Taylor because they're Forest fans. They always feel that he gives all the decisions against Forest. So I got a selfie with him and sent it to them. And said,
that went down well, didn't it?
And I said, who's your favourite referee? And they said, neither. Here come Leeds through the middle. Chadson Amecha. Bart has to defend, does a great tackle, comes back out, shot it off the post. And a cross goal on this near side and out for a goal kick. Incredible. Derby survive. It was Piro's shot. He absolutely smashed it from Bart's tackle on Amecha. And it hit the post on the outside and went flying across goal.
Yeah, the first real bit of quality from Leeds on the edge of that box, into the box there, Nemecha. Danny Bart left his feet but actually made the correct decision, got a really, really good tackle from, fortunately for Leeds, it fell to Peru on that left foot, I think it was. He smashed it on the inside of the post. Rams really riding their luck there.
Best chance so far for either side. Forsyth being hurried up by Gnonto. Langas is clear, midway through his own half, looks up, Derby again trying to pass and move and pick pockets of Leeds United backline. Forsyth spreads again, Leeds have stepped up their tempo and their press. Ward plays it forward, only as far as Ampadu. There's definitely a message gone in here for Leeds, who have just stepped up the tempo. Here they come, up the left-hand side, cuts inside, shoots across goal, saved by Zetterstrom. And Derby survive again. Here's Bobby Clark, loses possession to Tanaka. Down the right it goes to Gnonto. Somebody's flicked a switch in blue. And Bart will clear out as well. Gnonto pushes it back in. Bornau, right side of the box, lays it back. Shot coming in from Gruev, and there's the goalkeeper. Slow the game down, Jakob. Well, he's bowled it out straight to Brereton Diaz. And I don't know why, because Leeds were definitely up there. And here come Derby with Ward.
Yeah, I think the Rams are just trying to match the intensity, really. The game has taken a definite step up. It's almost like Leeds have just switched the cruise control off, put it back into manual, and just levelling up the gears at the moment.
Here they go again. Piro, Nemecha to his right. Nemecha makes the run round the corner. Here he is, round the keeper, throws himself down. Penalty. Anthony Taylor in no doubt. And Leeds have a penalty. And it's just that moment where Leeds just stepped up their gears, and Derby could have held on to the ball. They could have slowed the game down. But instead they went up the right-hand side, and Joe Ward in possession played it up the right, and then Derby were tackled brilliantly, and Leeds won the ball in midfield. A poor pass from Brereton Diaz, and then they were on it. It was Piro's ball. Nemecha ran the back of Bart. Out came the goalkeeper, who sliced him down. A crazy tackle. And Leeds have a penalty on 32 minutes and an opportunity to open up the scoring here.
Yeah, it was really good quality forward play, you have to say. Neither team's really not quite got it right in that final area in the box. Great run from Nemecha, really was superb. Decision making. See, Jakob came off, has made obviously the incorrect decision, and leaves Joel Peru here from 12 yards.
Well, Piro's not scored a goal this season for Leeds United. He puts the ball on the spot. Here he comes, left-footed. Saved by Zetterstrom. Derby still under the cosh. Brilliant save from Zetterstrom. And Derby live again as the ball goes all the way back. What a hero. Derby's Swedish keeper makes amends for the tackle. And we have a cup tie. Gnonto being tackled by Bobby Clark near side.
Rams fans just getting into it now, aren't they?
Here come Leeds again. Perfect height for Zetterstrom, but he still had to get there. Leeds on the left with Jack Harrison. Yeah, he hit it strong, left-footed. and Zetterstrom went the right way. Here's Gnonto again. Leeds still coming forward. Gnonto up against Forsyth, corner of the penalty area, lays it back. Tanaka holds it up, back to Gnonto on the right. Against Blackett, Taylor makes a really good tackle, thrown to Leeds.
Yeah, it was a fantastic save from Zetterstrom. Flung himself to the right, his right-hand side. Just took a little step forward. Again, as a keeper, you just make that decision, don't you? Looks brilliant if you go the right side, but foolish if you don't. Good height for the keeper as well, and to the Rams fans, jubilous. 2 hands on it and pushed it well away from danger.
Thrown to Leeds on the right. Ethan Ampadu will take it. The Welshman wiping the moisture off his shirt, or on his shirt, from the ball. Special FA Cup ball, of course. Here it comes, into the penalty area. Flicked on by Bornau, and Zetterstrom will collapse with that ball. He looks to get Derby motoring immediately. To the right it goes. Here is Joe Ward. Derby have plenty of players forward. Ward's going cross-country, goes back to Langas, who will have played in plenty of matches at this level, being a Norwegian international, as will Salverson. Bobby Clark will have played in international European matches for Salzburg. And Ben Brereton-Diaz, of course, an international footballer in his own right. Bornau's header drops to Forsyth, lifts it forward. Blackett Taylor's onside. Salverson back stick. Can he get across him? Bornau comes to close him down. Cuts back on his right foot again. Still going. Gets brought down in stages. Shot from Brereton-Diaz! Derby has scored! It was Blackett Taylor dribbling into the penalty area. He went down. Leeds stopped. And Brereton-Diaz hit it left-footed into the bottom right-hand corner. We've gone from penalty save to Derby taking the lead, and we've played 35 minutes. Derby County 1, Leeds United 0.
Well, if it was going to come from the Rams, it was going to come down this left-hand side. Blackett Taylor been involved in everything that's been good for the Rams. Again, cut inside. Was question marks whether he was brought down. Time, everything seemed to stand still, but the one player that didn't was Ben Brereton-Diaz. Sharp as you like, on his toes, left foot across Carl Darlow into that far post. Much to the relief of everybody. Wow, what a few minutes that's been in the game. Zetterstrom from villain to hero. Brereton-Diaz, well, we know he's been the villain in many previous performances in terms of the Rams fan base, but wow, moment to be a hero for Ben Brereton-Diaz. But credit to Corey Blackett Taylor, really, really good positive play getting into the box.
Well, we have a cup tie, 9 minutes to half time. Derby County 1, Leeds United 0. Ampadu for Leeds, to the right. BL has it. As Derby fans are baiting the Leeds fans. There's a very long way to go, guys and girls. As we found out 30 years ago when Derby were 2-0 up. Anyway, long ball downfield for Leeds. Forsyth's out, jump by Nemecha. Here is Gnonto, running up against Derby's defence. Travis gets back. Nemecha down the right of the box. Stops. Bart stays with him. Nemecha keeps possession. Tanaka's short. Looks up. Goes square. Opportunity for the edge of the box. It's gone out to the left, and Jack Harrison needs to be closed down. Shots deflected into the penalty area. Comes out on the right. Gnonto gets it on the halfway line. On the byline. Runs it back to Tanaka, who hits it left-footed, and it's wide of goal off the outside of the netting, and it's a goal kick. We've played 38, Derby 1, Leeds 0.
Yeah, we can have a little bit of a breath now. It's almost felt like, as we said on comms, that Leeds have just turned up the heat, and it's ironically it's ended up ourselves that have scored in them moments as well. But Leeds are definitely out of this game. I mean, Nemecha pretty much involved in Gnonto down on this right-hand side there, the two that are going to cause the Rams problems. But again, you've got Daniel Farker there, Leeds United manager. As we know, when we look at their bench, there is potential changes for him to make in that second half if the game doesn't quite work out the way that the Leeds manager wants it to, as it's not at the moment.
Ball is with Leeds at the back. They go left. Harrison threading it down the line. Pirro comes, controls it and puts it out of play. Throw into Derby. During that 95-96 season, Derby played Leeds United twice at the baseball ground when they were riding high in the second tier. They played them in the EFL Cup and lost late on to Gary Speed's header at the Aussie end, 1-0 on an interesting night at the baseball ground. And then, of course, that cup tie, which was a 1 o'clock kickoff on the Sunday. And Brereton Diaz has got through the lines there, as Ampadu does really well to get in front of him. And then he plays a risky pass into midfield. Derby hurrying up here. Oscar Fraulo does well. Travis might overcook it, has done, taken off him. Derby win it back with Langas out of play. Derby's hunger, Malcolm, is excellent.
Yeah, it's good. It is really good. They're not making any of these second balls that's dropping out. You know, they're competing for everything, which has been really good. And what needs to happen is that we don't go back into a low block. You know, again, this Leeds team are there, not saying they're there for the taking in that respect, but again, I think we can be positive. 1-0 up. The emphasis, of course, is on Leeds, but it will give us the opportunity. We nearly saw there with that forward pass from Forsyth in behind to Brereton Diaz of hitting Leeds United on the attack, on the counter-attack.
Ball is on the halfway line. Gnonto has it. Ball across the centre circle. Tanaka to the left is Jack Harrison. Controls it. Looks up. Plenty of blue shirts streaming forward. Harrison's got a bit of space and a bit of width, and he cuts in on his right and then his left, and then he pushes it to Okafor down the line. Ward is there, ball comes across anyway. Gnonto battling with Blackett-Taylor. Derby clear it, and they're fortunate. There's a little back heel from Bobby Clark, brings the ball out. Derby deep on the edge of their own box here, and Leeds just pushing forward again. Out on that left side, Nemetra's ball into the near post, headed wide, and Derby survived. Ball now got the flick on, goal kick.
Oh, that was a real opportunity. That was a cracking ball into the box. It was Bornau who really made the run from the outside in, 6 yards out. Didn't really get a good connection with his header. He almost flicked at the ball.
Derby 1, Leeds United 0, 5 minutes to half time. What a cup tie this is. Really one for the purists.
Yeah, it has been a good game, Ed, as you say, and it's not been, you know, the Rams have really competed. They've been from the off. You know, they've matched Leeds in a lot of stuff. Yes, Leeds have got the quality, and we saw that within 2 passes. They're in behind our back line.
Here they go again. Salverson to the left for Forsyth, up against Tanaka, going into the corner flag, wins a throw into Derby, 10 yards from the byline. Will be taken by Forsyth. I know there's a long way to go, but Derby's record against teams in the Premier League and the Cup hasn't been great. West Brom, they won at the Hawthorns a few years back. Southampton was the last one in 2019 on penalties. Forest in 83. Here comes the throw in from Forsyth into the near post, flicked on by Bart, heading towards Salverson, and the goalkeeper drops on it.
Just got to make sure the Rams retreat back into shape as quickly as they can.
Ball on the left. Leeds have possession with Ampadu, who comes forward. Okafor's gone further out to the left-hand side now. He's going to play behind the front two, but he's popped up on that left-hand side, and Harrison's tucking in a little bit more for Leeds. The ball is out to the left to Okafor. It's a high one. It's out of play. Thrown to Derby in the right-back position. Just over 3 minutes to half-time. Derby 1, Leeds 0. Derby beat Sheffield United from Division 2 when they were in Division 3 back in 1985-6 in a promotion season. And Derby got to the 5th round, I want to say, against Sheffield Wednesday. 1-1 at the baseball ground and lost away from home. Derby battling in midfield. Brereton Diaz is fouled by the ball. It hits him and he falls over. Gnonto, midway through the Rams half. He's going to shoot. It's saved by Zetterstrom, who parries it down and then picks it up.
Yeah, there's plenty of power in it from Gnonto, but straight at Jakob Zetterstrom. Didn't manage to get it first time. And this time he throws it overarm up to the halfway line.
Forsyth heads on. Salverson trying to get around the back, and then he's fouling, and it'll be a free kick to Leeds. But Derby want a free kick for maybe a challenge or a block on Blackett-Taylor on this near side. We play on. They've taken the free kick. The rain getting heavier at Pride Park, and the ball is with Jack Harrison for Leeds on the left. On the halfway line, Okafor runs it at Joe Ward. Bright orange boots. Ward with his gloves on, backpedaling, goes on the outside of Ward, stops, goes back to his left foot, finds Pirro, edge of the penalty area, twists away, gets a shot, brilliant save from Zetterstrom, shot again offside. Good effort from Pirro, and then the rebound came to Okafor, who was in an offside position.
Yeah, that last line of defence, Jakob Vidal Zetterstrom, has been lauded for a lot of his performances this season. Man of the match in recent performances. Again, really great save there down to his right hand side.
I look at Zetterstrom and I think of the way he's done this season really well, and he's playing on the world stage right now and everyone's watching him, and you just think he's in the shot window. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'll balance that out a bit, Ed. He did give away a penalty.
Yeah, he did, but a lot of players do. But he saved it. I know what you mean. But when he pops up in the 90th minute to head in the winner, Nonto has it for Leeds, right side of midfield. Ball now has gone down the right. Blackett-Taylor, stay on your feet. Corey, ball in. And there's the goalkeeper who drops it and then picks it up. Less than a minute. The fourth officials board will be shown. Derby lead 1-0.
Just that last bit of quality that Daniel Farker will be wanting from his team. Actually had some decent ball in decent areas at times, especially in wide areas.
Derby's defence looks a lot more measured, you know, and organised with Danny Bart in it. I know he's the wrong side of 30, but he just seems to read the game so well and be so composed. Here come Leeds. Tanaka into Nemecha. To the right is Nonto. Tanaka's run continues. Poor pass. And out for a goal kick. Here's the fourth officials board. And we're going to play. Stuart Atwell will put his board up.
Can't be much, can there?
We've had nothing, have we?
One or two, it has to be.
Yeah. One. We've had nothing really. So 1 minute of added time will be played. Derby leading Leeds United of the Premier League by a goal to nil. Ben Brereton Diaz, the scorer. Zetterstrom hits it right-footed, downfield. Straight to Jack Harrison, who wins the header, heads up in the air. Nemecha will battle with Fraulo, who wins the header for Derby. Tanaka, Harrison heads forward. Pirro just lobs one over the top. Ward controls, kills it at feet. Nice 1 and 2 touch from Derby. Travis under pressure, goes back to his goalkeeper. And Zetterstrom launches it long, looking for Blackett-Taylor again. Blackett-Taylor's being held. He's being hugged. No, Anthony Taylor's the wrong side of that, because if Stuart Atwell spoke to him, he's got two arms across his chest and he can't move.
Yeah, that's 100% free kick for the Rams. He's got both arms around him, not allowing Corey Blackett-Taylor to move.
That is half-time, Malcolm. Derby lead Leeds United by a goal to nil. We had 3 minutes of epic cup tie football. Jakob Vidal Zetterstrom as Leeds turned up the tempo, bringing down the Nemecha in the penalty area, and Pirro's kick saved by the Rams goalkeeper to his right. And then 3 minutes later, Corey Blackett-Taylor dribbling through the Leeds penalty area, goes down in stages looking for a penalty. No decision from the referee, but before he could even make a decision, the ball ran loose and Ben Brereton Diaz struck it left-footed into the bottom right-hand corner to give the Rams the lead. It's a very good cup tie and everything's on an even keel. Half-time, Derby 1, Leeds 0.
Thank you very much, Ed Dawes. Yeah, Malcolm Christie, it was a half that had a bit of everything in that. Early pressure from Derby County. Leeds United suddenly grow into the game. They get their penalty. You think, right, OK, it's going to go in one direction now. Jakob Vidal Zetterstrom makes up for his initial error. Derby go up the other end and take their opportunity. What an end to the half.
Yeah, it was. It felt at times, wasn't it? It's breadth. Loads of attacking play from both teams, in all fairness. Intent there to go and win the game. You just felt at the time that Leeds, saying it on, just ramped it up, didn't they? They just turned up the heat on the Rams, and it was this poor ball to give away in the centre of the pitch, and within a few seconds you've got Nemecha, who's been the real threat in and around the box there. Again, they just can't get that final ball, or they've been unfortunate at times. Clearly Zetterstrom's kept him in the game, one with the penalty save, but two, the few other saves that he's made there. He's done ever so well to do that, but really good. We've competed. There's been no real standout players as such. It's just been a really good team performance. I think one player we can sort of mention there, it has been Corey Blackett-Taylor on this left-hand side. Every kick and everything's kind of been directed down here on the left. We haven't really seen anything in terms of an attacking threat on the right-hand side. Joe Ward, even though at times he's trying to get a bit higher, he's been more resolute with his defending this time, and Ed says it on comms there. Langas and Bart, credit to them both. Yes, there was that time where they got behind them, but they have marshalled that back line particularly well, and we are a threat going forward. Need more from Salverson, I think it's fair to say. There's not a lot that's being played up to him where his strengths probably would lie, where he would hold up and bring the ball into play. Leeds are quite aggressive with their defensive with a high line. We've tried to kind of get the ball over the top for things to be run over. At times Zetterstrom, because John Eustace is quite critical at him at times for his kicking, where it's gone straight from goalkeeper to goalkeeper, which really should never happen. But yeah, the cup tie really came alive, didn't it, from that Zetterstrom save? The Derby fans again just felt something might happen after that, and it did.
Certainly did. The structure of the side just seems to make sense today as well.
Yeah, different. Yeah, we didn't expect really to see the back four, even though when we saw the lineup, we saw it on paper there, we were thinking it was a 3. No, it hasn't been. It's been a back 4. It's been a 4-3-3 sometimes with the press, a 4-4-2 sometimes with the press. But what we haven't done, which has been credit to the team, we haven't just sat back. We haven't gone, okay, what we've got we'll kind of hold. That might, to be honest, I might be eating me words, because the second half we might see a little bit more of that as Leeds, as they've had quite a lot of the possession and a lot of the ball, will probably have more and more of it as it goes on. And again, I've talked about the substitutions, the potential, but both sides can make. Let's be honest there, we've got some potential players that we can bring off the bench and affect it there as well. But yeah, it's been a different look, a more fresher look to the team. Fraulo and Travis in there have done a decent job. It's been good to see Bobby Clark playing in that higher role as well.
What have you made of the new man Fraulo on debut?
He hasn't had a lot of the ball in terms of in possession. Clearly he was involved in a little tackle down here where he ended up getting himself yellow carded. He's done okay. He's done what I think he's needed to be in there. I suppose simple with Travis. Travis has probably had a little bit more of the ball in there than Fraulo, but I've been fairly impressed with what I've seen so far.
And it's that little moment with the ball over the top, just unlocking the defence of Leeds United as Brereton Diaz got into the penalty area. Couldn't quite get the right angle or finish there, but it just shows, I guess, that something different that Derby have been lacking in those entries.
Absolutely, yeah, you're right there, Dom. You reminded me that was a little bit of class there. Again, when you sort of get your head down and you've got a lot of movement ahead of you, can you pick a pass out, which he did? Look, Brereton Diaz has made that decision to hit it first time, maybe had a little bit more time, maybe could have pulled it down. Clearly, Brereton Diaz on that left foot. It was a wonderful finish of the goal. When the ball's bouncing around there, you don't know where it's going to drop. It was Brereton Diaz that reacted first and fired it across Carl Darlow there. So look, I'm really pleased with the way that we've played, performed. We've been in the game, we've competed, we've been in people's faces, we've challenged for second balls, we've sustained attacks at times, but there always becomes a but with this. Leeds do have the qualities we've seen in that first half. If they do take their chances, then it's going to be a tough second half for the Rams. But we always hope that maybe the way that the game goes, that we can get a second.
Ebou Adams at half-time going through a slightly more individual warm-up with a bit more intensity to it. I'm not sure if we're just reading into that too much, but we'll find out after the break if indeed there is going to be a change at half-time. Whether Oscar Fraulo has got a limited amount of minutes he can play, well, the question
will be on Travis as well, won't it?
Yes,
the fact that neither of those two centre midfielders, Dom, have played 90 minutes.
He's heading down the tunnel now, so it looks like we will be seeing Ebou Adams at some point soon. Interesting, as Leeds United inevitably will pile on the pressure in this second half. The likes of Patrick Agyman, Rhian Brewster off the bench could provide Derby County with an extra threat on the break. Coming up though, we'll take a pause here at Pride Park. FA Cup third round action today is going just as to plan as it was yesterday on BBC Radio. Derby Burton Albion beating Boreham Wood 5-0. We'll look back at that game. We'll hear from the head coach Gary Bowyer next.
BBC Radio Derby.
Hope you're doing all right. Lovely to be with you.
Daytimes with Ian Sky.
Hello, good morning.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's an unbelievable story. Never in a million years would I have thought that my time inside would have brought me to this place in my life.
I frighten myself on a regular basis. Every now and again, this little thought process goes, people can hear this. You're on the radio. You know what I mean?
I thought you were going to say you frighten yourself regularly in the morning in the mirror.
I try to avoid that.
It is a dream come true.
We are pretty certain this is the most Hollywood name we've ever had on the show. We used to go to Buxton a lot as kids. It's absolutely stunning.
Ian Sky.
I can't wait to come back.
Daytimes from 10.
BBC Radio Derby.
BBC Radio Derby.
Sports scene.
So if indeed Derby County do make it into the fourth round of the FA Cup this year, the draw will take place tomorrow night before Liverpool Barnsley, Premier League side, taking on the League One side in the third round. Around 6:35 we're expecting the draw to begin, so probably about 6:45, 6:50 in which the balls will start coming out of the hat. We'll bring you that live on the sports scene talking tomorrow night. Myself, Malcolm Christie and Ed Dawes will be taking your thoughts on today's action as well. 145 6161 is that free phone number if you want to have your say. Coming up later on today in the FA Cup, Portsmouth take on Arsenal, the Premier League leaders, at 2 o'clock. Hull City take on Blackburn, that's at 2:30. As is Norwich Walsall, Sheffield United Mansfield, Swansea City West Brom, West Ham Queen's Park Rangers, and then at 4:30 Manchester United take on Brighton to round off this Sunday afternoon here at Pride Park. Derby County leading Leeds United by a 1-0. The result here today will make everyone feel very good leaving Pride Park later on. As the result yesterday for the Brewers made the Brewers fans who made a long trip to National League Boreham Wood, there was a thought going into the game yesterday that Boreham Wood could be the favourites. Well, Burton soon put that to bed with a 5-0 victory away from home. They're into the hat tomorrow. Let's hear from Gary Bowie. He's been speaking to Dave Fletcher.
Gary, congratulations. In the end, a convincing win to sort of weather a storm in the first 20 minutes or so, which you'd have expected, but some really good goals.
Yeah, definitely. We knew exactly. I've just been told there the bookies had Boreham Wood as favourites, and I said that to you. And you know. We knew the start of the game would be how it was, and then obviously we had to weather that, and once we settled into it and got that first goal, which was a brilliant goal, you know, Kane's met his teammates yesterday, and I thought he did terrific on his debut, and provided a great assist for Lofty, and what a finish from Lofty. I think we scored 5 great goals, if I'm being honest, and you know, it's a tough place to come. They're riding high. We've got 13 first-team players missing, but really, really pleased with the performance and delighted to send those wonderful fans home happy.
We did sort of talk amongst ourselves, thinking perhaps you were challenging the players when you said they were underdogs. Was a bit of that in it?
Oh, no, I tell you the truth, don't I? And so, you know, that's how we saw it. Like I said, 20-year-old in goal, thought he did terrific. 17-year-old in midfield, and then bringing Scotty on 17. The lads have really stuck together, you know, in adversity of all the injuries that we've got. We feel we might get a couple back next week now. Delighted JJ came on the pitch and scored, and that'll do his confidence the world good. And yeah, like I say, professional job to get into the hat, and let's see what Monday brings.
You've had a lot of goals taken out of this team in the last month or two. Fabio Tavares on the score sheet as well, won't do him any harm.
No, all of them. Fabio, like you say, Lofty. We've spoke, haven't we, all season about how many more goals Lofty has to get, and it was a terrific goal. But Fabio, yeah, JJ the same, so we're just delighted.
Kane Dom, as you say, only met his teammates yesterday. That was some performance. I assume it was cramp at the end through the excitement and everything around the game, because he's been playing quite regularly, hasn't he? What did you make of his overall game?
Well, I think he's had an emotional week. You know, it very quickly happened from probably Wednesday, so he wouldn't have trained all week. And then, well, to be fair to our lads, they've only trained once this week, and not really as hard as we have trained normally. And then, you know, the lads met him, travelled with us, and you know, I thought his performance, he did very well considering all of those circumstances, and there's so much more to come to him. You know, the pace in the first half when he sets up, I think it was Lofty first and then Keggs. Yeah, he's going to excite us.
Yeah, great result for Burton Albion in their January transfer signing. Kane Dom certainly making an impact yesterday at Meadow Park. Fingers crossed for a big tie for Burton Albion going forward. Here at Pride Park, as expected, Ibu Adams is stripped off and he's going through a warm-up at the break. Quite rare, actually, for the player to come out in their full kit and start getting ready. He's not giving any secrets to the opposition. Ibu Adams is either very keen or he is coming on in this second half to play for Derby County. It feels like, Malcolm, it could almost be natural for Oscar Fraulo on a yellow to be the one to make way.
Yeah, I wouldn't be at all surprised if that was to be the change. Again, we said the utilisation from both managers, really, head coaches of their bench at times during this game. Don't necessarily expect to see a change at half time, but when you think about players who haven't played, we've talked about Travis and Fraulo as well there, but yeah, there's a potential there of a change coming on there. If it is to be Adams, big job to do, as we know what he'll do, try and break up play, give it to the better players around him, let's say, try and make things happen for us as well. But obviously Daniel Farker will be thinking the same thing. We'll probably give it 5 or 10 minutes to see how this second half materialises, and then he's got some real positive changes, shall we say. Brendan Aronson there on the bench, Dominic Calvert-Lewin waiting to come on as well, so they're two players who, if need be, that they'll be called upon to look to change the narrative for Leeds.
You'd imagine Daniel Farker will be desperate to keep Calvert-Lewin in cotton wool today. With his form in the Premier League. He's been on fire this season. He's really found his attacking prowess once again. 9 goals in 19 matches, but as you say, a huge difference maker, not just in his ability to score a goal, but what he brings to the team.
But he's on the bench to make things happen, to make them change, doesn't it? So if you ultimately do want to wrap him up in cotton wool, you keep him at home watching the game on the TV, so or listen to it on the radio or what. So you have those players there looking to make a difference in there, and Leeds, they've travelled in huge numbers here to Derby. A massive, huge blow for Daniel Farker and Leeds if they're to exit the FA Cup at the third round stage, but a huge positive for the Rams to do that. You look at, I know anyone, it's felt like we've been in the game for the majority of it in that first half. Clearly Leeds are leading the way in almost every single stat apart from the scoreline. So that'll be the positive thing that Daniel Farker, I'm sure, has been saying to his Leeds United team at half-time is you probably feel unfortunate to be 1-0 down the way the game is. So
well, there is going to be a change. James Justin is making his way on. Just missed who has been replaced for Leeds United.
I think it's Bornau.
It's Bornau, yeah.
And Ibu Adams heading on as expected for Oscar Fraulo here at Pride Park. Second half commentary on the way. BBC Sounds, all frequencies on BBC Radio Derby. Former Ram striker Malcolm Christie alongside Ed Dawes.
Thank you, Dom. Yeah, half-time substitutions for Derby. Ibu Adams coming on, and Oscar Fraulo, who had a decent half, goes off, and James Justin has come on as well. He's only had 12 appearances this season. Versatile defender, 27-year-old, and he will play on the right-hand side of that back three. Or will he? No. Will he? Yes, he will. Here we go then. Anthony Taylor gets us underway. Derby attacking the south stand. They lead by 1-0 thanks to Ben Brereton Diaz, as the ball is knocked long downfield, and up goes Langas, jumped by Ampadu, wins it. Okafor knocks it forward, Forsyth pushes it over the top. Brereton Diaz is slow coming back to Naka in midfield, goes square, gives Justin his first touch, he puts his foot on the ball, finds Tanaka. Bobby Clark ratting around in front, clipped forward only as far as Forsyth, who gives it straight to Pirro and then wins it back off him, and then he's getting tangled, still kicking away, and Pirro can't find anyone apart from Travis, and here comes Bobby Clark. Salverson's gone offside. Out to the left to Blackett Taylor again, up against James Justin, lots of can-can, cuts inside on his right boot and pulls it across near post, and it's saved. Lovely skill, but the shot was poor.
Yeah, he's trying to trick Leeds player there, wasn't he? Justin did about 4 or 5 step overs. I'm not sure Corey Blackett Taylor knew what he was doing in some respects, but it opened up in front of him. Didn't manage to get the finish there as well. But there's no doubt Leeds play when there's a better when there's a higher tempo. That's something that Daniel Farker would have been saying to his team.
Yeah.
Just up it, move it quicker.
Well, we say that about Derby in the Championship. If they can up their tempo and pass the ball to each other. Blackett Taylor caught out there, ball down the right, Bart comes across, makes the challenge, hits the corner flag. And then it's out for a corner to Leeds. On the right, their third.
Yeah, Danny Bart there from his centre-back position went flying out there to that left-hand channel, Leeds United right-hand side. Good play, actually. Again, winning possession of the ball, but unfortunately just going out for a Leeds United corner. They'll be desperate to get back into this game early in the second half to try and change, the feeling around this stadium at the moment.
Corner to Leeds. Referee right on top of things. Conger at the edge of the penalty area for Leeds. It splits now. Here it comes, flat into the near post. Goes through everybody, and it'll go out for a goal kick. Chaos.
Yeah, I think it was Ampadu who was trying to manufacture a finish on it. Trying to do sort of an overhead kick. Didn't quite get connection of the ball. It's not often that a ball goes through the centre of everybody like that, when no one gets connection of it. Again, luckily for us, just gone out for Jakob Zetterstrom, who's setting everybody up. Looks like he's going to be launching this one.
Drizzle still falling around Pride Park, which is illuminated by the fantastic floodlights here. Up goes Salverson, out jumped at the back by Ampadu, won by Ebo Adams. Forward again it goes, up goes Biol, who's and there's that foul on the Leeds player. It is. Nonto's gone rolling around on the floor. Referee not interested in anything else.
Yeah, Craig Forsyth was very quick to leave the scene of the crime. Straight back there into that left back position. A few Leeds players are asking questions. It did appear to be slightly late on Wilfried Gnonto there. The ball was in the air. I think he just took a sore one there.
Derby fans baiting Wilfried Gnonto, who's on the floor singing "He's had enough." Leeds, no trainer even interested in coming on for that, and we'll just wait for him to get to his feet, and he has done. As Leeds complaining that his foot was high and studs were up, but he played the ball, but he came through and played the man, but not with that foot that was leading. Tanaka for Leeds. Derby lead 1-0. 4 minutes of the second half played. Leeds have it with Biol on that far side, right in front of the Leeds United fans who are standing on the half of the east stand in the southeast corner. Biol has it now. Salverson in front, into Gnonto, who's absolutely fine. Played against Derby last season, of course. Salverson wins it back. Little touch, finds Bobby Clark nearly away from the Leeds midfielder Gruev. They've won it back though. Here's James Justin on the right. Meant to aim at in the box, but not with that ball because it's terrible. And it's out for a Derby throw on the near side in the right back position. Derby lead 1-0 and we've played 49.5 minutes.
I've lost count how many times Leeds have overhit a cross. Must be 4 or 5 crosses from the left and the right. Been overhit. There's been no one round at the back post. Just saw a couple of minutes ago John Eustace having a deep in conversation with David Ozo. There you just wonder again, sort of managing Travis's minutes, coming back into the team, whether that might be a change we see.
Salverson holds the ball up, does nearly well. He wants a foul. Referee says get up. He nearly found Bobby Clark, but Leeds have it. Pirro, short pass, 1-2 with Gnonto. Shot from Pirro, wider goal. The referee's given a corner. And deflection on the shot. Fourth corner to Leeds. They've started the second period well.
Yeah, they have. Good play again on the edge of the box, something that we did see at times, just lacking in that end product. I think it was Zetterstrom that got a touch on it. I think it was one of the defenders who was trying to block after the 1-2 from Pirro on the edge of the box. He's hit it with his favoured left foot. Ended up just going wide of Zetterstrom's left post, but again another opportunity for Leeds United to get that ball into the Derby box. 3
players in blue on the goal line, and then a lot of wrestling going on in the penalty area. In swinger coming from Harrison, right into the near post. It hits the Leeds player and goes back to the taker, who's offside, because he was coming back from where the kick was taken. So free kick to the Rams. The two sides then, Zetterstrom in goal for Derby, Langas Barton for Forsyth the back three, Ward Travis, Ibu Adams the substitute at half-time, and Corey Blackett-Taylor. Bobby Clark in there just in front, Brereton Diaz and Salverson up front. For Leeds they have Darlow in goal, James Justin, Jakob Biol and Ethan Ampadu the captain the back three, Gnonto, Tanaka and Gruev and Harrison in midfield. Okafor's playing further out to the left in this game, and Nemecha and Pirro up front. Your referee is Anthony Taylor, and it's raining. Here goes Bobby Clark running at the Leeds defence, goes left to Blackett-Taylor, men in the box. He's got 2 men doubling up. He's tried to go through both. He's keeping possession, and it runs back to Lewis Travis. Travis into Adams. Adams takes a touch, and then runs into blue shirts. Too many touches as he gave the ball away. And Travis will win the ball back brilliantly, and Brereton Diaz will try and win it as well, but Jack Harrison has it. Okafor goes through the legs of Ward. It comes off the Leeds man and out for a Derby ball. Oh, that's poor. Was that not a Derby ball?
No, like I say, it's that one. He's closer than us, Ed. He's made his decision. There's not a lot of complaints really from the Derby players, so he has got that one right.
Yeah.
But really good midfield play from Lewis Travis. Ibu Adams gave the ball away cheaply in that midfield area, which Travis jumping on that second ball.
Ibu Adams has got to make sure that he's making his decisions early in this game.
Right. Too many touches, Ed.
They'll steal the ball off you.
Too many touches equals sometimes too many decisions. You end up invariably making the wrong one.
Nonto on the halfway for Leeds United. Derby lead 1-0. We've played 7.5 minutes of the second half. Leeds coming forward to our right to left as they burst into their anthem. Gruev, Nonto, cleared away by Adams. Ball bounces, and now Brereton Diaz is away up this right-hand side. He's away from Gruev. Only one man in the box. Early ball. BL will get there, and Leeds will come away with Tanaka over the halfway line. Nonto gets caught by Travis. Referee plays advantage out to Pirro on the right. Two in the box. Pirro still going up against Forsyth on that left foot. Shoots. It's blocked by Travis. Tanaka heads down. Free shot on the edge of the penalty area is poor, and it's sliced wide of goal by Noah Okafor.
Yeah, they do look a threat, don't they? It's almost when the Rams have that moments where they attack, they've just got to make sure that they keep that back door shut. Leeds United almost want that. Really good at that transition, that counter-attack. And if they'd be shooting from sort of 18 to 20 yards and like that, then we're quite content with that.
Owen Eames is being cuddled by John Eustace in the technical area as Leeds come forward again. Pirro, and the referee's given a foul off the ball by Forsyth on Nonto, and a free kick on the right hand side to Leeds United. Interesting.
Yeah, like you say, Ed, it was sort of following the ball, weren't we? And then there was something that appeared to happen. Nonto went down. Referees just spotted something that not a lot of fans, and especially ourselves, had spotted there, but Craig Forsyth's got to be a little bit careful. That's like 3 or 4 instances now, fouls on Nonto.
Owen Eames has had a pep talk from John Eustace, who slapped him in the face and told him to sit down. So whether he will be making his way onto the field at some point for the Rams for his first team debut. He's been training with Derby's first team for a long time now, the academy product. Free kick, left-footed, going to be taken by Harrison into Derby's box. Up goes Langas with the header. Up in the air it goes. Ward heads it, but then doesn't. Ball is played on Salverson, who then clears it away. It's not gone out of play. Salverson battling, gets a nudge. Ward gets there. Ward stops and doesn't play the game, and Leeds pick up the ball. Misplaced pass all the way through to Gruev. Now Tanaka, bit of space. Beal, edge of the box, little dummy, chance for Nonto, scores. Derby just switched off, and a nice dummy on the edge of the penalty area. Found Nonto, who drilled it past Zetterstrom at the near post, and we are all square with 10 minutes gone in the second half.
Well, it was a brilliant goal. I mean, it was really, really well worked. A couple of opportunities really to Rams to clear the lines down on this right-hand side. Didn't manage to do it. Salverson almost came down with snow when he tried to clear it down this right-hand side. Ward felt like he got some kind of connection from his heel or something. He didn't end up clearing the ball, and then from then Leeds just work it through the midfield area. Nice little 1-2, but you're right, you say, Ed, that little step over was magic. And to be fair, Nonto still had an awful lot to do at the back post there, but he drilled it, and it was past Zetterstrom really before he could move.
We have a cup tie in our hands. Here's Ibu Adams. Now Salverson for Derby. To the right, and Ward. What's the referee got? What's happening? Is the ball popped? That's interesting, because that happened in a game yesterday. These FA Cup balls are popping, and that's the second one that I've seen in a game I watched at the weekend when the ball popped. And of course it popped in the 1946 FA Cup final when Derby beat Charlton 4-1, and it happened in the 1947 Cup final when Charlton won the Cup the following year. So there you go. Derby have possession. Clark, now Travis. Clark again for Derby. Over the top, looking for Brereton Diaz. Cracking ball. Brereton Diaz is tackled and it should go out for a corner and does. Came off Ampadu. And Derby have their third corner. So what can they do from this set piece? Derby dangerous from set pieces. And they strike back against Leeds United. 1-1. 12 of the second half gone.
Yeah, you just feel like we need a good delivery in the box. Well, both teams have been kind of both guilty from wide areas at least, not putting the ball into the right area. Joe Ward here.
Here it comes, right-footed from Ward. Flat, near post, Salverson heads wide. Shame, more direction. He would have troubled the Leeds goalkeeper. 1-1 then at Pride Park. And 58 minutes on the watch.
Yeah, really crucial, of course, moments in the game now. You know, Leeds United, they're with their tails up, equalising goal. Just go back to that goal. You just see it was fantastic play from Leeds. You've got Birol, the centre half there, running on, but Tanaka there, it was a wonderful ball, but both centre midfielders, both Adams and Travis, go to the ball. It leaves an awful lot of space for Leeds then to go almost through the centre of the Leeds Derby County midfield like that.
Zetterstrom, long ball downfield. Now Tanaka into Nonto. Nonto has it now. Little ball into Pirro. Round the corner to Nemecha. In the box he goes. He's gone wide. He lays it back. Okafor back to the edge of the box. Shot into the corner is saved and then tapped in. And Leeds have doubled up. They've turned it round with Tanaka. It was a great save by Zetterstrom, but Tanaka was coming in and he puts the rebound in the net. And Derby are behind within 3 minutes of the second half. It's Derby County 1, Leeds United 2.
Well, almost said it tonight, how crucial this next 10 minutes would be. Well, it didn't even last 1 or 2 minutes there, did they? As soon as the pressure, now Leeds United are just finding that final, that end product. It was a great save from Zetterstrom. Just wonder whether, again, he's just pushed it into an area there as well, but that's being hypercritical of the goalkeeper. The fact that Leeds have reacted really crucially at that back post. Tanaka talked about reacting to those second balls, and it was a Leeds United midfielder who reacted quickest in that moment. The Derby defence, who just had a relatively simple task at that back post of tapping the ball in.
So Derby chasing the game all of a sudden. They knock it long down the field and it drops out of play for a goal kick. Derby trying to pin them in. Throw into Leeds. The referee is talking to somebody. Derby going to make a change, are they? No, not yet. David Ozo's going to come on shortly. Up the line it goes from Leeds, straight out of play, thrown to Derby.
Yeah, it was Nemecha again. He's caused us problems a lot of times in that first half with his forward runs. A great little run in behind. He didn't end up getting the finish, but within a couple of passes, and it fell to Peru there on his left foot. Great strike across Zetterstrom.
Ball on the near side, Ward has it. Rian Brewster and Ozo coming on shortly. Adams runs it back to Zetterstrom. There's Derby kicking from left to right in this second half. We've played an hour at Pride Park. Derby County 1, Leeds United 2. And here's Corey Blackett-Taylor, who tries to go through his man. Challenge in midfield from Travis, who has a bit more with Nonto, which the referee saw. Derby coming with Ward. Down the right, Bobby Clark making the run. Ward still going, gets the cross blocked, and Derby have a corner.
Yeah, good positive play from Joe Ward. Ben Brereton Diaz wanted it to feet. He'd made a little intelligent run. He took the defender away and gone to feet. Ward was having none of it. He was trying to get down there on the right-hand side to whip the ball in. And as we just wait, as Sayed, the arrival of two players you'd hope and like to make a difference in this game is Brewster and Ozo.
Ward, right-footed away, swinger. Again, Derby gathered on the penalty spot. Here it comes, flat, not good enough. Have another go. It's been turned out by the man on the near post for Leeds. Nemecha, the forward. Ward takes it short. Oh, hold on. Flag's gone up. Ball was not in the quadrant. And he's going to have to take it again. Let's have a better delivery this time, Joe. Mind games. Will he go short again? So, another corner for Derby. Same corner, in fact. Second attempt. One arm in the air from Ward. Right-footed. Great delivery. Header by Barts! Wide of goal.
Well, that's another. When we think that first half, Danny Bart had that half opportunity there for the Rams in that first half where he headed it wide. Another opportunity, quite central, about 7 yards. Better delivery this time from Joe Ward. Competed really well, Danny Bart, and he's just stayed down there, just on his knees. He just took a sort one, whether he got a connection there, head to head there.
So David Ozo's replacing the Derby captain, Lewis Travis, on 62 minutes. And Corey Blackett-Taylor, who's looked such a threat for Derby down that left side, that they've doubled up on him in the second half. And Ryan Brewster is the man who replaces him. And maybe Burton Diaz will go out to the left. What do you think?
Yeah, possibly. But again, those two players, and you think of the lack of minutes in recent weeks and months in some respects that they've played, and you've got those changes which would have probably been made anyway, regardless of the state of the game. Blackett-Taylor should be proud of his first half performance. You say there, Ed, it was tough in that second half. Game's certainly changed. He's finding himself in deeper positions.
Derby down to 10 men at the moment because Danny Bart's got blood all over his face and he's having a bit of a jobby on the right hand side here. Leeds pushing forward, Beale out to the right, James Justin has it. Derby a defender down, non-toe to the byline, pulls it in, and Ryan Brewster clears it up in the air, and Zetterstrom will catch it, but it's a corner. Fifth corner to Leeds.
Yeah, sloppy. I mean, it's not easy. You just come running on the pitch. You've ended up finding yourself around the defensive penalty spot in Ryan Brewster. He just swung his left foot at it. Completely missed kick, gone out for a corner for Leeds United. Danny Bart's unfortunately still not been able to. He's just still getting patched up down here to the right of us.
Derby have a corner to defend while Danny Bart is still getting patched up. He'll have to have a new shirt as well. He's got blood on it. Here comes the corner from Harrison near post, cleared away. Referee's given a foul on Salverson and a free kick given. And Salverson applauds above his head, which is it's a dangerous thing to do when you applaud a referee's decision.
It is. It's one of those you get punished when you do it sarcastically, don't it? Where he was actually going, well, that's a really good decision. Great spot, yeah.
Danny Bart has got a spare shirt. He's still getting his treatment. Free kick to Derby. Zetterstrom will take it right-footed. 65 gone. Derby trailing by 2-1. 2 goals in 3 minutes for Leeds. And we had a penalty save and a goal for Derby in 3 minutes in the first half. But they need to get back into it. Leeds full of quality. Salverson full of mistimed tackles. Free kick to Leeds.
Just having to sit Ibu Adams in that centre-back position alongside Langas at the moment, whilst Danny Bart again seems to be taking for everything. John Eustace is getting a bit frustrated by it all.
Leeds have it. Gruev on halfway, goes short. Ampadu out to the right. Beale, centre half, pushes into space up that right-hand side. He's got runners, Nonto, Tanaka. Danny Bart is going to make an appearance. He's allowed to come straight back on, apparently. Ball is with Ozo, controls it. And Danny Bart's gone up front. Here's Ward coming away with it. Now Brewster. Brewster down the line. Salverson round the back. Has he got the pace to get in front of Ampadu? No. Back pass to the goalkeeper. Darlow takes a touch in the 6-yard box. Plays a threaded ball straight through the middle to Tanaka. Nice, calm goalkeeping. And Leeds have it on the right with James Justin. And Leeds calming the affair down. Ball on the left. Okafor running at Ward and Brewster. Overlap from Harrison. Back on his right foot, keeps possession. Danny Bart's gone back into that centre of the back three. Tanaka, Ampadu, 10 yards inside the Rams half. Leeds patient in their build-up. 1 and 2 touch. Gruev, little trickery, goes back to switch the play to Ampadu and out to Beale. Leeds fans still supporting their side. Gnonto down the right. Gnonto's ball into the penalty area, headed by Bart, goes down in a heap, comes back out. Turn from Harrison. Left is Okafor. His shot hits Brewster's boot, and then Brewster puts it out for a throw in to Leeds United on this near side. Derby trailing 2-1, 67 gone. Malcolm.
Yeah, again, just Leeds United really coming into the game. They just started this really, in the second half. Daniel Farker, those little tweaks that he made, again trying to keep the tempo of the game from the off in this second half. They've done really, really well. So clearly got the reward with those 2 goals as well. They seem fairly comfortable, it's fair to say, at the moment.
Derby last reached the 4th round back in 2023 when they lost against West Ham here by 2-0. The night Max Bird got injured and kind of derailed that first season back in League One. He was a very big miss for Derby's promotion push in that first League One season under Paul Warne. Brereton Diaz, Salverson, Bobby Clark trying to get through. Bial steps in front. Derby's intricate play is nice at times in congested areas as Leeds pass it away downfield. Pirro chasing the ball out, marshalled out by Ozo. Derby have it back. Langas into the centre circle. Ibu Adams on this near side, stops, he's under pressure from Gruev, and he runs it back to his goalkeeper. And Derby go again. Ibu not confident of playing it over the top down the right hand side to Ward. There's a ball for Brereton Diaz, too much from Forsyth, cleared away. And here come Leeds again. It's 2-on-2 there, and a ball around the corner is deflected and out on the far side for a throw into Leeds, 10 yards from the right corner flag. They lead 2-1. Malcolm.
Yeah, again, it's good play, good forward play that from Nemecha. He's always a willing runner. He's given Barton Langas a real tough time with his movement more than anything. Very intelligent movement as well across the line of the defenders.
Derby going to make more changes shortly. Owen Eames is going to be one of them.
So you just wonder how long it will be until the Salverson for Adjaman change.
Well, Adjaman's coming back. Curtis Nelson's been sent back out.
Salverson has really struggled. He's been periphery really around this game.
Yeah. And this is the thing when he gets his chance, Malcolm. He doesn't do enough.
Yeah, there's been probably 2 or 3 opportunities where he just had, if he had that extra yard of pace, which he clearly hasn't got.
Free kick on the right to Leeds, level with a penalty spot, right out on the touchline, left-footed in swinging coming from Jack Harrison. Here it comes into the near post, good strong header from Joe Ward. Derby need to step out. Gnonto gets there first, heads it to Gruev, back to Gnonto, 10 yards inside the Derby half. Up the right it goes to Harrison again. Harrison just dinks it into the near post. It's cleared away by Langas for Derby. Bobby Clark controls it, goes out of play. Throw into Leeds on the right.
Yeah, I don't know how many opportunities Harrison's had of putting the ball in the box. It seems to be everyone. He's either over-hitting it or under-hitting it. Real lack of quality on that right-hand side. His left foot there from Jack Harrison.
Ball up the left for Leeds United. Okafor on his right foot, runs into Ibu Adams, who needs an option. Comes away with it. Short pass to Salverson, going to be followed out by Gruev. Needs support, got nobody. Has to go back up his own touchline to Ward. And Ward goes back to Langas, he just clears it downfield. Ampadu heads forward. Up goes Gruev. Derby need to get... The battle seems to have been lost in this midfield at the moment.
Yeah, it's all too comfortable for Leeds at the moment.
We've got Adams and Ozo have come on in this second half and need to be up to the pace of the game. Here's Adams now. He's got the captain's armband on to Clark. His pass is poor, goes straight to Ampadu. And now Ozo trying to get there, but it's Nemecha, gives it short to Pirro. Gnonto to the right, edge of the box. Ozo steps in and wins a good tackle, but you can't get it again. Pirro does, and Ampadu. Bobby Clark still chasing the ball out. And Owen Eames is going to make his Rams debut very, very shortly. Darlow for Leeds. 70 gone, Leeds winning 2-1. Here is Harrison for the visitors. Little 1-2 with Okafor. Back to Ampadu, Gruev. Derby just chasing, trying to push Leeds back, but not pressing as a team here because they're too busy marking. Okafor, great ball. Justin's not going to get there, is he? Can he keep it in? He's got pace. He's kept it in. He's got to the byline. Can he find a pass? Into the box he comes. Plays it back to the edge of the penalty area. Pirro just took his foot off it. Then it hits the referee. and then a shot is saved by Zetterstrom.
Yeah, again, really incisive play there from Leeds United. Great crossfield ball, although it wasn't kind of exactly where he intended it. Justin did ever so well to get on the end of it. Ran about 50 yards to try and keep the ball in, which he did. Big moment here, which is on the horizon for young Owen Eames, making his Rams debut.
Ozo tackling and battling and winning possession in the left-back area for Scythe. From Ozo, Forsyth wins Derby a throw in the left-back position. Here comes the substitution. Off comes Derby's... Oh no, it's Leeds who are going to do it first. Gruev's coming off for Leeds, and Sean Longstaff is coming on. Longstaff, who joined from Newcastle in the summer. Excellent opening fast bowler as well. So Owen Eames makes his debut. Liam Thompson made his debut for Derby in the FA Cup third round at Chorley back in 2021, when Derby's first team were COVIDed out of it. And Salverson comes off for Patrick Agyemang, also making their debut that day, who has left. Festi Ebosele, who went on to play for the first team regularly. And that's about it. Bobby Duncan obviously didn't take his chance. Lots of talk around him at that time. Thrown to the Rams. 73 on the watch. Leeds leading 2-1. This game has to be finished today. Extra time and penalties it will be, if Derby can get an equaliser.
It's kind of flown by this game, hasn't it? The first half went, the fact that there was so much attacking options again. Looking at the clock there, only 20 minutes to go, still gives the opportunity for the Rams to force that extra time.
Derby giving the ball away. Sliced tackle coming in from Longstaff, goes all the way through to the Rams goalkeeper. Ball's not long. Leeds messing about at the edge of their penalty area. Darlow was well out of his goal. It's Derby press, but managing to play their way out of trouble. And here goes Okafor, and Longas is out of position, and Okafor and an extra man on the far side is Nonto again. Nonto against Craig Forsyth. 3 in the box for Leeds. Laid off to the edge of the box. Tanaka on his left foot shoots the cry from the away end out to the left in Harrison. Harrison back on his right foot, heads it, and it's saved brilliantly by Zetterstrom. Comes out to Pirro. Nonto again, edge of the box. Tanaka. Leeds look dangerous. Derby's tempo's just dropped off, and they're chasing this game now, Derby. Harrison on the outside of Brewster gets the ball into the penalty area. Goalkeeper will collect that. It's a good header.
Yeah, it was a brilliant header from Okafor. Cross him, just headed it, tried to head it across to the far post. Zetterstrom again flying away to his left-hand side. This time, fortunately for the Rams, it didn't drop invitingly to any Leeds United players, or they did manage to stain the attack. His first look at Owen Eames, it looked like he had jet-powered football boots on, to be fair. It looks really, really fast. I mean, that's the first time. Obviously, we know he's got a bit of pace about him, that's for sure.
Agyemang and Yol having a little bit of a wrestle. Now Adams squares it. Eames has it. And a ball from Eames through to Brereton Diaz is just overhit. It was a good pass, and Brereton Diaz, or a good opportunity, and Brereton Diaz had held his line well. Yeah,
it was a really good opportunity for Owen Eames to show with the ball at his feet what he's capable of. Just overhit the pass. Wasn't a particularly difficult pass to hit either, with Brereton Diaz in a fantastic position down that left-hand channel to go up against maybe Carl Darlow in a one-on-one situation.
Leeds have it again. Okafor and Harrison, 15 to play. Derby trailing 2-1. Ball in the centre circle with Biol. Rain steadily falling at Pride Park. Ampadu, who used to have enormous dreadlocks when he was a younger. Okafor wins the ball back off Ward quite easily. Longstaff, Tanaka, Eames battling with Tanaka, Eames ratting with Tanaka. Nearly losing his balance. Good hunger from the youngster. Ampadu. Pirro gives it in back. Ampadu again. And here come Leeds United with Biol. The right side to the halfway line. Nonto's made a run on the inside. Ozo's gone with him. Ball to the right, and James Justin. Longstaff's a free man in the middle if Leeds can find him. Tanaka does find him. Adams comes to meet him. Longstaff goes short. Ampadu sweeps it out to the left. Okafor again up against Joe Ward. Running, cutting in, cutting out. Here he goes. Okafor, great ball in. Cleared away well by Danny Bartz. Good run.
Yeah, it was a really good run. Twisting Joe Ward inside and out. Went down his left-hand side. And you just felt he was just going to drop the ball across just for someone to simply tap it across. To say there, Danny Barth, experienced defending. Right place, right time.
21,741 at Pride Park this afternoon. And Leeds have brought 5.5 of that. Ball is with Ampadu and now Longstaff. Longstaff goes short to Naka. Nice one-touch in triangles. Derby just chasing shadows. Ball out to the right and Nonto, who seems to have lots of space and time. Up against Forsyth again. Ball round the corner to Tanaka. Tanaka just keeps possession. Clock ticking down. Under 13 to play. Ball is with Ampadu once more. Longstaff again. Longstaff to Naka and Justin on the right.
Yeah, they're moving the ball really well, aren't they? This 1 and 2 touch passing. Just almost feel like they've got an extra player on the pitch when they move it well.
It does, doesn't it? Justin's reverse ball around the corner is going to go all the way through to the goalkeeper, and it'll be a goal kick on the floor. So what have we got, Malcolm? 78 minutes gone, 32 minutes of the second half gone. How are Derby going to get back into this game?
You just need to stay in the game, Ed, for at least for the next 10 minutes. Again, it doesn't look like we're pressing them too much in terms of chances and opportunities, but whilst the gap's only 1 goal, you give yourself an opportunity going into the last few minutes. You know, what's really important is the Rams don't concede a third goal.
Foul on Owen Eames, free kick to Derby, left side of midfield. He's a big fan, is John Eustace, of the youngster, as we mentioned earlier. So it's good to see another academy product coming through. As we've mentioned so many times how the academy was decimated during the administration period. All the crown jewels were sold. But it's good that he's been recognised and given the trust to be part of this game. Free kick to the Rams, left side of midfield. Leeds defending on the edge of the box. Here it comes from Forsyth. It's bouncing through. Leeds headed away, get a flick away. Brereton Diaz will pick up possession. Runs it back to Joe Ward. And now David Ozo. Ozo wants alertness and finds Forsyth in space on the far side. A 1-2 with Brewster. Round the corner it goes. Eames doesn't get there. Leeds have it. Justin knocks it back to Darlow, who hits it downfield. Laid off by Nemecha. And then Nonto somehow keeps the ball in on his body. Derby fans think it was handball. And Leeds keep possession. They lead by 2-1. Derby knocked out on penalties at Leyton Orient last season. Leeds beat Harrogate in the third round before losing 2-0 at home to Millwall. Late challenge by Bart, free kick to Leeds.
Yeah, the longer this goes on, obviously the more it's stretched. We think the more the Rams can get back into it, does give the opportunity for Leeds. If they move it right, there will be the opportunity on the break. Leeds can get the ball into the right areas of really causing problems for the Rams here.
Derby next in action away at Preston on Saturday, of course. 3 o'clock kickoff. Sports Scene live from 2. And the 4th round day, Derby are due to play Swansea at home, so blank Saturdays are a thing of the past. Unless Swansea get through, I don't know how they got on actually. They must play today. Leeds have it, and then it's off Eames and out of play on the right for a throw-in to the visitors. Game's just going through a bit of a lull at the moment with 10 minutes to go. Malcolm, Derby need to step it up if they're going to get back into this game, because it's going to get to a time where you either go for it and risk losing 3-1 or get back into it and try and get it into extra time.
Yeah, you're right, but I suppose the difficulty at the moment, we haven't really seen that at all at any stage of this second half yet. No. We've had a little bit of moments here, but we've not sustained anything really in terms of an attacking option. Well, I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if you spotted that.
I didn't see it.
Off the ball.
Longstaff and Ibu Adams ever coming together, and the referee gives Leeds a free kick. Neither of them are having a go at each other. I think it was a tangle. Free kick to Leeds. Again, time ticking away with nonsensical off-the-ball antics. Darlow takes the free kick. Ball on the right. Beale has it. Comes to the edge of the centre circle. Uses Tanaka. Tanaka clips it to the near side. Poor. Straight down the tunnel nearly. And Derby take the throw in quickly. Brereton Diaz needs option, needs movement. Goes central to Ibu Adams, who goes backwards. Now Brereton Diaz, down the line it goes, into Ward. Brereton Diaz again, there's loads of space on the far side for, Brewster. He gets the ball back from an interception from Nonto. And Derby have possession. Is this the moment they raise the tempo to try and get back into this game? Brereton Diaz, Eames round the corner. Brereton Diaz's ball won't get there, but Eames will pick it up in front of the Leeds man on the far side. Gets away from two, does really well. Runs it back to Ozo, central. Adams, Eames again. Out to the left again and Forsyth. Derby going round in triangle at the moment, not getting anywhere. And then Adams plays it backwards. Langas gets stepped across and then finds Ward on this near side. Ward needs movement again. It's gone round in a circle as Leeds get their shape back out of possession. Langas, Brereton Diaz, control is poor. Leeds mop it up. Tanaka goes back to his goalkeeper. Darlow has it. Ajimang will close him down. Brewster will close down James Justin, gets a touch on it, thrown to Leeds in the right back position. 8 to play.
You just wonder whether, again, if we just move the ball a little bit quicker, we can go from left to right. John Eustace was there. I was thinking the same. Joe Ward was isolated down this right-hand side, 1v1. We keep the ball a little bit too much on that left-hand side, and then it's a little bit pedestrian. You end up going back and then across, and then it just the attack loses all its momentum.
Here come Leeds. Nonto. Leeds sweeping forward. Derby caught up field. Ball round the corner. Here's Nemecha, side of the box on the outside, shoots across goal. It's hit for Scythe, comes away. Longstaff wins it, and he has it back with Tanaka. And Justin and Tanaka exchange passes again for Leeds, and now Longstaff again.
He's really come into the game this second half. Tanaka, we know his quality from Premier League, but in that midfield area, always available to be passed into, happy to take the ball under pressure. He's just got that little bit of extra quality.
They seem to have the measure of that midfield in the first half, though. Is it personnel changes, or they've changed something, do you think, or what?
I mean, the flow of the... I mean, look, let's be honest, Leeds could have been potentially 2 or 3-0 up. I mean, we rode our luck at times. Clearly the penalty save, the shot off the post as well. But the game seemed to suit us a little bit when it's end to end. Now the game's changed. It's a little bit more about good possession of it, which doesn't really suit the Rams. And we've had to have the ball and then move it intelligently is kind of where we've struggled, and that's Leeds' game, and they've been comfortable in possession for the majority of this second half.
Ball is with Darlow, the goalkeeper, out of his box, clips it left. Great ball. Harrison on the halfway line. Leeds sweeping forward, loads of space for Harrison to run into because Derby's midfield is lacking. He's going all the way. His ball around the corner is cleared. Derby need to get back. They need to get back in midfield. Brereton Diaz does well, comes away with the ball from Ampadu, goes down the line to Ajimang. Darlow's coming out and we'll get there first. Ajimang's been rather quiet since he came on.
Yeah, he's been feeding off scraps, really. You could argue that Salverson has, for the majority of the time he was on there. Better ball really there from Brereton Diaz, and gives Ajiman to maybe fight for something there as well.
Leeds sub coming in a moment. Free kick on the right hand side. Foul by Bart. Ugent gets a shove from Nonto, which is inappropriate. It was a foul on Nemecha. Substitution coming for Leeds. Sam Byram's coming on, and Wilfred Nonto goes off.
Yeah, I mean, he's done well, hasn't he, Nonto, on that wing for Leeds United. He's always been available. He's been a threat.
Yeah.
Obviously scored the equalising goal to get them back into the game. Wonderful strike from the Leeds United player. Obviously Rams fans getting a bit frustrated with his nature of his withdrawal here, as in his walking.
Well, he could have walked off the other side.
Well, he should have walked off the other side.
So Nonto makes his way off. Free kick to Leeds right hand side. Sam Byram coming on, who has been with Leeds a while now. Sam Byram, he's had an injury hit season. This is only his second appearance, the 31-year-old of the campaign. And he's gone over on that right hand side. As Leeds free kick will be taken midway through the Rams half on the right. It's taken down the channel as nobody reacts to the run by James Justin, who gives it back to Longstaff. And now Tanaka controls it, just drifts forward with it. Ozo comes to meet him, pushed left. Okafor's ball into the box, cleared by Forsyth. Ward is there to mop it up. Steps away from Okafor, does well. Clips one down the channel. Agyemang will battle to get there. And he's battling. It's got to be a foul. And he's given it. Linesman didn't flag, but the referee gave it. And it was holding from Beale with Agyemang. And Derby's free kick is on the right-hand side. Derby coming towards last chance saloon in this game. And these are the moments where they have to capitalise. We've got 3 minutes to go of normal time. It's Derby 1, Leeds United 2. It's been competitive, it's been a really good cup tie, but it's just the Premier League standard that has eased the visitors in front of the Rams in this game. Free kick, Ward will take it right-footed. Here it is, too close to the keeper. Collects it. Really poor.
Yeah,
and when I say Premier League standard, that's the difference.
Yeah, it was a poor ball in. We've seen him from that almost exact angle where he's found the head of Langas.
Leeds coming forward down the left wing. Ward intercepts brilliantly and comes away with it. Who can he find? Ozo. Ozo on the left. Derby supporters away to our right, trying to urge their team on. Ozo keep coming to Brewster. Brewster left-hand side. And Ibu Adams. He's got Ward over this side. Derby ease the ball to Langas and now to Ward. And Ward touches inside. He needs support, gives it to Brereton Diaz, to Adams. Adams takes an extra touch, gives the ball away. Oh dear, Ibu. Great tackle from Ozo, wins it back. Eames is away, Eames goes in, and then a challenge comes in, and it will be a goal kick. Good tenacity from Owen Eames, and Ibu Adams, again, caught in, well, it's decision-making. He's too slow in his decision-making.
Yeah, when he gets the ball, he has to be. You've got to know. I've said this. How many times I've said this with the Rams players is Adams is probably the classic example of knowing your next pass. He doesn't. He has to take 2 or 3 touches, and he ties himself up in knots. And by the time he's made his decision, the picture that he's already got has already changed. So that's why he gives the ball away. Luckily for him, David Ozo was on hand to mop it up, and Owen Eames again, who's been really positive since he's come on. Unfortunately, the ball just didn't ricochet correctly for him.
Aronson coming on for Joe Pirro. He missed a penalty and then set up Tanaka with a shot that was palmed wide by the goalkeeper into Tanaka's path at a narrow angle. There was talk of Pirro being unhappy, not playing enough at Leeds, and maybe he was looking to get a second half season loan, but he's certainly involved today. Also coming on is Stack, and he comes on for Okafor. So Leeds have a goal kick, and we're just approaching the 90th minute, and we will see the officials board very shortly. Long ball downfield from Darlow, headed by Bart, drops to Brewster, gets tackled, wins it back. Forsyth knocks it down the line. Agyemang controls it, out of play, thrown to Leeds. Here comes the fourth officials board.
Yeah, James Justin's made a big difference as well when you think of the changes in the second half. The introduction of Justin on that right-hand side just to quieten up what wasn't really effective, if you remember, Corey Blackett-Taylor in that first half. He's made a massive difference for Leeds in this second half.
Yeah, I mean, Blackett-Taylor was having a lot of success down that left-hand side, wasn't he? Here they come again, Leeds. Challenge there by Adams is atrocious. 4 minutes of added time will be played. Free kick to Leeds on the edge of the box.
Yeah, just when you want it to be totally at the other end, it's Leeds again who are pressing with an opportunity here from a free kick out on that right-hand side. So Sean Longstaff's walking across. Jack Harrison might be asking a few questions as well, maybe more designed for a left-footed ball into the box.
So Derby leaves 3 players up. Leeds have a free kick, corner of the box with Harrison. There's a 2-man wall. Leeds player goes and stands in front of it. Anton Stack has gone and stood right on the edge of the box. Aronson there, Longstaff there. Referee just pointing if he wants the Leeds player out of the wall, because you're not allowed to stand in the wall, of course. Taken short. Leeds have it on the right. Harrison, back heel, into the path of Eames. Derby come away with it. That's a terrible tackle. Yellow card. Harrison smashes Eames to the floor. He's in the book, and a free kick to Derby.
Yeah, one for the team, that from Harrison there. Eames was away, he wasn't going to let him get past him. Just then stuck a leg and arm out, just trying to alleviate that. This will give us an opportunity. The goalkeeper Zetterstrom, just throw bodies forward.
Derby running out of time here. Minute and a half of the 4 played of this FA Cup third round. Ball into the edge of the Leeds box. Up goes Forsyth, bounces down. Beale hooks clear for Leeds. Bart will try. Bart goes down too easily. Up goes Ibu Adams, heads it back. Longstaff away. Tanaka clears. Leeds have a player on the edge of the halfway line, and Derby don't have any players behind him. Ward back to Zetterstrom. We go again. Zetterstrom hammers it long downfield. Ajamang the target. Up goes Beale. Ajamang wins the header. Langas. Header from Byram is good. Challenge, Derby ball. Ibu Adams' tackle was good. Derby will have a throw in near side. 2 balls on the pitch. Derby will take this throw. Ward. 2 minutes of the 4 played. Have Derby got one more chance in them? Surely they have. Down the line it goes. Harrison battling with Brereton Diaz. Referee's playing advantage and Derby are caught out. It's Namacha down the left. Derby need to defend. Ball across the penalty area and in. And they get hit on the break. And the advantage system is played. And Leeds have a third goal. And that flatters them somewhat. And that is the tie. Derby 1, Leeds 3.
Yeah, it was always going to be a danger when you're pushing for the guys. To be honest, it's not as if we've been throwing bodies forward really, and having chance after chance and giving Carl Darlow a really hard time in that goal. But the fact that we have thrown a couple of bodies forward there has given them the opportunity of breaking away. I was looking at the right hand side, even though the ball was on the left here. I was looking what was happening on that right hand side because you knew what was going to happen. The ball was going to be played across, and it was a wonderful finish. I mean, well worked goal. And obviously completely kills the tie now.
It's a shame. Brereton Diaz thought he was being fouled before he twisted around there.
Well, he played advantage, didn't he? Referee?
Yeah, but Brereton Diaz thought he was fouled before the linesman gave a foul by him. Derby haven't been strong in the second half. They haven't been as good as they were in the first half. They've made a number of changes, which has upset the balance a little bit. But yeah, James Justin coming on, getting his goal. Here they come again, Leeds. Challenges from Bart, and it's a corner. 30 years on from that tie at the baseball ground when Derby were leading and Leeds scored late. And that is time. And it's Leeds United again who keep their FA Cup curse going over Derby County. They win by 3-1, but Derby were competitive. The goal in the first half from Ben Brereton Diaz after a save from a penalty by Jakob Vidal Zetterstrom, and Brereton Diaz scoring to give them the lead. And then it was Leeds United on 55 minutes. It was Nyonto's goal. Beale square. Nyonto rifles it in back post to make it a 1-1. 3 minutes later, Tanaka, a Pirro shot palmed by the goalkeeper wide. Tanaka smashes it in, and Justin just puts the icing on the cake for Leeds in the 93rd minute. Derby go out the third round, but it isn't the be-all and end-all, is it? It's finished here. Derby 1, Leeds 3.
Thank you very much, Ed Dawes. Yeah, the Leeds United fans enjoying every single moment of it, as you can imagine over on that far side. The Derby County players just starting to head around their lap of appreciation over on the left-hand side as we look to get your thoughts between now and 3 o'clock on BBC Radio Derby, when we'll leave you on Sports Scene. Daniel Farke has finally got a result over John Eustace. John Eustace unbeaten against the Leeds United boss coming into this game. He's got his result today, and it did just feel, Malcolm, that Premier League class just shone through in the second half.
Yeah, it really did, didn't it? It was ultimately pretty comfortable, I suppose, at the end there. We didn't really do enough, I suppose, in that second half to cause Carl Darlow any real problems. The game changed on the 2 quick fire goals there from Leeds in that sort of 3 or 4 minute spell. Wilfred Gnonto, who was really good on that right hand side for Leeds United, so effective when he got the ball, so positive. So he ended up driving that ball on that far post into the goal, and he just said how important, how key the next 10 minutes after conceding was, just to stay in the game, give yourself an opportunity to be in it towards the end, and the Rams just couldn't do that. It's just the class, the quality showed. Piroe with that left foot shot that Zetterstrom saved, but it was Tanaka who reacted the quickest on that right hand side. And again, it was always the case, if we were giving them time and space on the break, could they punish us and kill the game off? Which in injury time, 3 minutes deep into injury time, and it was James Justin on that far post, a player that had said he had really made a difference in there. Again, their better players just stepped up to the mark. I think it's fair to say Tanaka in that midfield area, and the third goal was really well worked. Nemecha, a player who was always available to be played into, some really good intelligent running from him. Great ball from the outside of his right foot to Justin, and he's ended up just slotting it under or through the legs of Zetterstrom into the goal, and it's obviously clearly game, set and match.
Well, you can see the supporters' reaction to the performance today. They're content with it because Derby County have battled in that first half. They looked the better side, and coming into this second half, you just wondered whether they'd be able to withstand some Leeds United pressure. We got the answer in the end, but Derby County exit the FA Cup third round stage as they head down the tunnel. Some post-match TV interviews being done down on the board in front of the tunnel as it's still extended here at Pride Park. We'll get reaction from Derby County head coach John Eustace and a player as well, and Daniel Farker with a big smile on his face heads down the tunnel to our left hand side. Malcolm, I guess one of the things people will talk about will be the substitution at half time, but it feels like that was just a minute's cap on Oscar Fraulo, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and the other couple of changes that we saw, the Blackett-Taylor one and the Travis one, it looks like it was going to be pre-planned before the game. We were quite, I think it's fair to say, surprised to see Fraulo in from the start. The fact that we were told he was going to be going on an intense training programme to get himself in a position where he could be match fit and ready to start a game. It's a huge bonus for him, and I thought he did, all right in that first half alongside Lewis Travis. Clearly the game changed at half time. There was those tactical tweaks that we saw, far more time and space on that right hand side and less of an opportunity for us to attack down that Derby County left with the introduction of James Justin there as well. It just appeared that Leeds' start positions were just again that little bit higher. We couldn't really sustain anything in terms of attacks from ourselves. We were dealing again in what we've dealt with in many Rams games, is set pieces, Ward's delivery times kind of let him down, which is surprising because we have been hugely reliant on Joe Ward's balls into the box. I think it's fair to say you can say the same from the Leeds United point of view. From Jack Harrison, his balls into the box weren't always the greatest, but it just, when the moments when that you really need that quality, which we saw it, and Leeds, they had those moments in the first half, wasn't it? The danger signs were always there. They were there throughout that first half, but they just didn't manage to almost kill the game off when they could have done. Credit to the Rams for staying in it. Obviously when we got the goal in terms of taking the lead there as well, in some respects against the run of play. And it gave us that battling belief and that fight going into half time that we maybe, it could be the Rams that saw themselves into the fourth round, but I think it's fair to say the better quality, the better team on the day won. When you look at the amount of ball they had, the amount of chances they had, the shots, some of the saves that Zetterstrom's had to make in that game as well to keep us in it. Obviously the major one being the penalty save as well. I think it's fair to say, even though I come away a little bit deflated from the second half performance, but then we know, because we were quite upbeat, it felt good, and we were quite upbeat at half time, weren't we? Whereas now I feel not negative about the performance, because at the end of the day we're playing against a Premier League team who are then bringing players off the bench there who are you dream to have in your starting lineup, wouldn't you? So I think credit to the Rams for the fact that they stuck into it. the changes that we made. Adams came on, and we saw some of the technical deficiencies that we've seen at times from Ibu Adams when he has the ball at his feet. No question about the work he does without the ball. It's just his in-possession work which needs so much more work on.
I think what we saw in this game is the fact that Leeds are fourth from bottom, something like that. They're towards the bottom of the Premier League. They went up last season. They play a really good technical game. They passed the ball. They had a spell of just 1 and 2 touch and moving Derby around. Derby can't do that. They can't do that, and that's the difference. And also the finishing is the difference. But that's the standard that they've got to find somewhere to try and get to the top of this Championship table.
They certainly do. That's the voice of Ed Dawes, your Rams commentator, and former Rams striker Malcolm Christie up in the commentary position at Pride Park. I've made my way pitchside for Sports Team Reaction as we look to hear from the head coach and a member of the playing staff as well. It is a quiet Pride Park now. The Leeds United fans over my left shoulder just making their way out of the ground now, and Derby County all but cleared in the home end. It's your chance though on BBC Radio Derby to have your say.
BBC Radio Derby.
Sports Scene.
Welcome to Sports Scene Reaction with myself, Dominic Dietrich, here at Pride Park after Derby County have exited the FA Cup third round. It looked like going into the break they could have an upset on the cards.
Blackett-Taylor's onside. Salverson back stick. Can he get a cross in? Well, now comes to close him down. Cuts back on his right foot again. Still going. Gets brought down in stages. Shot from Brereton. Diaz! Derby have scored! It was Blackett-Taylor dribbling into the penalty area. He went down. Leeds stopped. And Brereton Diaz hit it left-footed into the bottom right-hand corner.
That goal came just 2 minutes after Jakob Vidal-Zetterstrom both gave away a penalty and saved it in front of the South Stand. Derby County came out in the second half. There was a change made. Ibu Adams on for Oscar Fraulo, and then the Premier League quality just began to shine.
And Namacha down the left. Derby need to defend. Ball across the penalty area and in. And they get hit on the break, and the advantage system is played, and Leeds have a third goal, and that flatters them somewhat, and that is the tie. Derby 1, Leeds 3.
Yeah, that Justin goal in the 3rd minute of stoppage time added to goals from Nonto in the 55th minute and Tanaka in the 59th. So Derby County exit the competition. They gave it a good fight, and plenty of positives to take away from Pride Park this afternoon. A debut for Owen Eames, a debut for Oscar Fraulo. Plenty to get into. Your chance to have your say. 81333. Start the text with the word Derby. WhatsApp 08000 321 333 with Derby at the front of your messages, or on social media at BBC Derby Sport.
BBC Radio Derby.
Sports Scene.
Let's get straight to the messages this afternoon on BBC Radio Derby. Simon in Ashbourne says, ignore the result. Derby didn't disgrace themselves against a Premier League outfit. Real positives for me are the appearance of Travis, Fraulo and Ozo. The young lad Eames also showed some spark, and he looks really quick, which is an attribute we don't have a great deal of in our squad. Malcolm Christie up in the commentary spot here in the West Stand. Malcolm, look, positives to take away from today. I think Simon's just rattled them off there. Oscar Fraulo taken off at half-time. A few people getting in touch on that substitution. As I said before we went into Sports Team Reaction there, it felt customary, didn't it? It almost felt inevitable, like a planned substitution.
Yeah, look, and it'll be one to ask John when he speaks to you, is that I'm sure that will be a change that was made before that. He didn't seem like